Yeah. A lot of y'all know on a sadder note that, and it's been in the news today and on television, that one of our Lockhart graduates, member of the United States Army, was killed in Iraq Saturday. Jason LaFleur, a very avid soccer player. And I would like to send a request from the City Council to the Parks Board to consider possibly naming our soccer complex and dedicate it to the memory of Jason and his service to our country and his time spent here in Lockhart. That's all I have.
Vance, can we get that on the next agenda, please?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Gomez.
Family and friends gathered to say goodbye. Lockhart lined its sidewalks with support.
I grew up with him, so I mean, it makes me proud that what he did over there.
We're not just a community, we're a family.
For one final salute to 28-year-old Jason LaFleur.
Now, what he did for us, this is the smallest thing we can do to return it.
It's a loss this town is determined to shoulder together. LaFleur died 1 week ago, along with two fellow soldiers, from an explosive device in a place he was determined to try to help. His family's now fighting through their own battle against grief.
I'm so proud that he was willing to go over there, and he knew this could happen. He knew that he might never come back. And I don't think I could have done that. I want the rest of them to come home safely. I want our boys back.
LaFleur's family says he was proud of his service and wanted to spend his career in the military.
And I thank God that we've had the time that we had with him and that he found a passion for something that he loved.
And the very first time I saw him in his Class A's, he was so handsome. It looked so good on him. He just held his head so high. You could just tell how proud he was to be doing what he's doing, and he didn't have to say a word. It was just in the way he stood, the way he held his head. You could just see how much good it did for him.
LaFleur's family say they supported his decision to join the Army in 2005, even though they were all aware of the risk. That's why townspeople lined the streets to honor that commitment and ultimately sacrifice.
Just because Jason's gone physically, he's going to live on forever with us. We're going to keep that memory alive, and we're going to pass the memory on.
In lieu of flowers, the family is asking people to donate to the Spartan Heroes. It's a memorial fund for fallen soldiers from LaFleur's brigade. Big loss for this town, Melissa.
Absolutely, Kevin.
Attended college and then joined the Army in 2005. Now his friends and family are mourning his death. The tribute to LaFleur began about 4 o'clock this afternoon with a funeral procession through the town square. Townspeople lined the streets to pay their final respects to the soldier. Then, about an hour ago, services began at a local funeral home, which are still ongoing. His family says they are proud of his service and dedication as an Army soldier.
He wanted to fly. He was going to make a career out of it. He had already dedicated 16 years. After he got to Iraq, he re-upped. Being a soldier was very important to him.
An emotional day in this town and for this family. In lieu of flowers, the family is asking people to donate to the Spartan Heroes. It's a memorial fund for fallen soldiers in LaFleur's brigade. We're live in Lockhart. Kevin Peters, KVUE News.
Kevin, thank you. And
good evening, everybody. I'm Jason Wheeler. We begin tonight with a final farewell to a Lockhart soldier killed in Iraq. Corporal Jason LaFleur died 1 week ago when his vehicle hit an explosive device. The 28-year-old grew up in Lockhart, and that's where we find CBS 42's Rebecca Taylor tonight with the big story. Rebecca.
Well, as you said, Jason LaFleur was killed 1 week ago in that roadside attack along with 2 other soldiers. In life, he was remembered today as a decorated soldier who was dedicated to the military and the men and women he served alongside. It is both how he lived and how he died that has so many people hailing him a hero. It was a hero's homecoming, a tiny town paying tribute to a fallen soldier. Folks lining the city sidewalks, Old Glory in hand, to bid final farewell as the funeral procession passed. flags blowing in the hot August wind outside the little white funeral home, while inside, folks crowded into the one-room chapel to say goodbye to Jason LaFleur.
He was a good big brother.
Described by his sister as strong, silent, and selfless, LaFleur was on a combat mission in Iraq when an IED struck the vehicle up ahead. Soldiers here say Jason got out to help.
I told him, I said, man, those guys that you're in Iraq with love you, and I know you love them, and man, take care of them, because that's who's going to take care of you. And son, please keep your head down.
Chuck LaFleur remembering his last words to his son, a part of them wishing he hadn't got out of his truck.
It would not have been Jason if he hadn't gotten out of his own Humvee to go and help those guys. That's just the way it is. So if he could live with that decision, I guess we'll have to learn to live with that decision as well.
A soldier's sacrifice that won't be forgotten here. Chuck LaFleur told us he last saw his son during Father's Day during a trip stateside. As for Jason LaFleur, he had just 5 months left on his tour of duty in Iraq. Reporting live in Lockhart, Rebecca Taylor, CBS 42 News.